Hi there, welcome to the Gardens and Graveyards channel. Today we're meeting in the lower garden and it's a little bit of a bittersweet project that we're going to embark upon. This beautiful shrub behind me is called an Escallonia
Shrub.
It's a shrub technically. It's huge, but it's still considered a multi-trunk shrub. It has a bunch of rot and damage in it, and who knows how old it is. We've been here for 8 years now.
The start of our 9th year.
Yeah, so I mean, it's been here that long at least, but it was this big when we got here. So I don't know how old it is, but it got severely damaged 2 years ago in an ice storm, and the back side of it, which I've shown on this channel a few times, is all splayed out and broken. And then the front side of it is rotten. We could stick our finger straight through the wood. And it's just time to take it all the way down. And I want to get it done before winter comes and we get more, well, the rain will cause more weight and a cracking. And if we do get another ice storm, it will definitely just break all apart. It's a little like nerve-wracking even walking underneath it right now, because what if it just like snaps in the wind? So yeah, we're gonna take it slow. We're gonna start on the outside branches and the upper branches and just slowly bring it down. We started a dead hedge so that we can have a space to put all of the debris. So it's probably going to be a multi-day project, but we're starting today. Definitely sad to see it go from our living room, because it creates a lot of texture, structure, and privacy to our backyard living space. This is going to be like a big hole from that perspective, which will be a little jarring and something that we'll have to get used to. But I already have 2 plants or 2 trees that we can plant right away. They don't have any potential to get that size, but they will start screening the area hopefully quickly. So let me just give you one more little overview of it, and then we're just gonna set up our camera and start going to town. This is why it's so bittersweet, because it's like this majestic, fun structure, but we've already lost this side that was very similar to this at one point. Yeah. So it's just time. It's time to say goodnight, say goodbye, and I'll just give you another view of this. You could see how it's just rotting out in here. Just if I take any more off, that branch is gonna fall on my head. So let's not do that. Anyway, here we go. All I'm using today is a Greenworks pole chainsaw, which is this right here. It's an electric battery operated chainsaw. It's got a short chain on it. And then also we have a Greenworks regular chainsaw. Of course I do have some whoppers in case I need them. Leather gloves, a rake for the end. And I do have a couple regular pruners too in case I need those, but my goal is to use the pole chainsaw as much as possible and keep my body out of the canopy of this shrub, because I'm worried that as I cut things back, things will start breaking and falling down. So I'm just gonna try to protect myself as much as I can as we go through this. right, part 1 is done. Now it just looks like a cleaned up Escallonia. There's quite a bit left to do, but the worst of the rot has been cut down. I left a piece in there to show you just how rotten it is. And then the rest is gonna have to be done from the upper part of the garden. So I thought this was a good stopping point. And we'll get back at it in the next day or so. So this is what it looks like now. Just sort of thinned out, I guess. Can clearly walk underneath it easier now. But here's that's what's happening here. Clearly not something we want to have over our heads. You could see the rot in the middle. See that? That one's a little further gone. Pretty much every branch looked like this with this kind of business going on. So it's a good thing to take it down. It's sad but healthy. Sometimes there's only so much you can do and only so long these plants will live. So as you can see, we're on this bank. This whole hillside is held up by tires to prevent erosion. This tire wall was in here when we moved in, which I'm grateful for because we have 2 tiers to the garden rather than this constant sloughing erosion thing happening. But at some point this Escallonia got planted either at the top or maybe in the top tire, I don't know. But it's been there and it's coming out now. So anyway, there you have it. We do have a little bit of a debris pile here that Spencer wants to chip. And we've been working on our dead hedge, which is right down here. And we still have plenty of room to fill in all of these spaces. Oh, let's do this. Fill in all these spaces, make it a little bit more dense. You know, wait a couple days, things will break down a little. We can step up on there and crunch it down. So far so good. It's kind of a crazy situation here, but feels actually pretty good to be able to do something useful with all these branches. Oh, that's gonna be it for me today. I feel like I have sawdust everywhere. So I'm gonna hop in the shower and make some dinner, and then we'll meet you back here in another day and keep on working on this project until it's done. So we'll see you in just, might be several hours for us, maybe a couple of days, but for you, it'll be just a moment. All right, we are on for day 2. Let me turn the camera around and show you what the Escallonia looks like from the upper garden. And I'm gonna start trimming branches from the upper tier. It's not the best time of day to check this out, considering where we're looking is right where the sun is coming through, but hopefully you can kind of get the idea of how the branches are splayed out like this. And yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. So anyway, we're just gonna start taking down that canopy. right, well, my camera turned off and we got this far with all of it. We did come through, clean up all of the stumps so they were a nice clean cut, and then we painted on stump remover stuff. I'll put the logo up on the screen so you can see what it is. And we'll see what happens by next spring. If it doesn't totally rot out, then we'll get a gas chainsaw in here and cut it down closer to the ground. But you could see every one of these stumps has a hole in it from the Heartwood disease. So that's the end result from this position. We still have some big logs to haul off, but all the small pieces have been either chipped or put into our dead hedge. Well, now there's nothing to see, but this whole area was the Escallonia, and it's gone now. And you can see that it's not leaving a big giant hole. There's so many layers in the garden already that it just kind of opens it up to breathe a little bit more. All right, and here is a look at it from down below. All of this was all tree canopy or Escallonia canopy, so everything under here was all shade. These ferns, or sword ferns, they can survive the amount of sun that they will get here because just across the way there are these big, huge evergreens. So they're not going to get blasted with full sun. They will definitely have more sun, and it's time to cut them all back anyways. We could do that in the spring or the fall, and because we did so much trampling and there's so much trauma in this space, we'll probably just come through and cut them all back in the next couple of weeks. And that will allow us to kind of assess what we want to do with this space going forward. We do have a gate right there. We do have a walkway right here. So we do want a pathway down somewhere. And we just want to, now that we have the opportunity to reassess and change things up, we want to make sure that we do what's best for us and for our garden. We do have a couple of small evergreens that we're going to be planting up in here. And you know, pretty soon, because we already have them, but we're gonna put one on the corner here, and I can't remember where we decided the other one's gonna go, but somewhere in this area. But that's it. That's how the Escallonia looks now, and eventually it'll just be totally gone. It's definitely a lot more open open sky and open space. It feels way different underneath here, or in this area, than it has through our entire time in this garden. Well, that has been quite the journey. When we moved in here, we loved the branching on that Escallonia, and it has served our garden well. We've had multiple fairy villages underneath there. We've enjoyed the shade. We loved the structure. Really enjoyed all the pollinators when it would be in bloom. And we made babies out of them. We have like 4 or 5 babies from that mother Escallonia that are growing in our garden and other places. So we're just very grateful that we got to experience that shrub in our garden, and I'm super thankful that we have this space to play with now. We get to reimagine this area in a way that I never thought I was going to, because I thought that was going to be a staple in our garden for a long time. So now I get to spend the winter dreaming up this new space and coming up with something fun to do over there, and I'm kind of excited about it. So I hope that you enjoyed watching this whole process, and if you have had to let go of something that was sentimental in your garden, or something that you really love the structure of in the garden, even if it wasn't your favorite plant, it provided something special to your space, I'd love to hear your story in the comments below. And make sure that you smash that like button, because it really helps our channel grow. And make sure you're subscribed because we will soon be posting our dead hedge experience and tell you how we got all of our debris from this huge shrub into a fence that will provide habitat for lots of things, frogs and salamanders and probably some rodents that I'm not excited about, but definitely like beetles and different things that are beneficial to the garden. And now they have a home to be in. And I'm kind of excited about it. I want to do a few more of the dead hedges, so we're going to be sharing a lot of that with you in the coming months and years. But yeah, so make sure you're subscribed because if you are, you'll be notified every time we post a new video. And I hope that you're celebrating your life today, and we'll see you soon in the next video. Bye.